Hey guys, for those in my chat, we'll be eventually.
friends. We're live. Let's get set up here. Crunchy, you with me? Are you alive? Did you make it? Oh, hello.
Can you hear me?
Why, hello.
You're... Can you see me now?
No, I can't see you.
Oh, wait, what?
You're gonna have to, I think you're gonna have to close OBS and then restart it. But in the meantime,
we're gonna restart the call.
All right.
1 sec.
Sorry guys, technical difficulties. All right, let's get this going. There he is. You see that man?
Wait, can I do this again?
No, it's too late. You've already ruined it. I can see you in the mirror.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. You might want to turn off your camera in the chat or in the call. But other than that, I think we're good.
You got it.
There we go. Hey, what's going on, guys? How's it going, dude?
Hello, fellers.
Hello.
If
we filling up in the chat here or what?
Are we getting pug champs in the chat? No. If you came from the AOTC runs we just did, welcome back. I know it's been a while. We've had a little bit of space from each other, but now, you know, we're back together again.
We're back and ready to chat now. We gave you guys a little bit of breathing room, but now we're here and we're ready to go. I brought something a little exciting here. Chili.
Oh, is that right?
A little bit. I was visiting my parents over the past weekend, guys. And many moons ago, a young Crunchy was an athlete, but he was also kind of obviously really obsessed with video games. So
we call that a nerd, by the way. There's a word for it.
Nerd. So in my downtime, I would always get these books and read them when I was at school or whatever, like back when the WoW Legion app didn't exist. So first one, the original WoW book.
The strategy guide.
Dude, this one is in pristine condition too. I kept this one nice.
Did it tell you how to grind mobs to level back in vanilla?
Yeah, let's see if we can. This is gonna be great for WoW vanilla, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can see some like cool picture that's something that's not here anymore. Stand by. This is a spoiler alert. This is almost not gonna be there. Teldrassil. R.I.P. Spoiler alert. Tuesday, by the way. Yeah, what else do we got here? Tearsful Glades. I'm landing on all like this stuff that's the same, which sucks. Oh, Desolus doesn't look like this anymore. There you go, guys. I also have one for BC. This one's in really good condition too.
I had that one. I remember I read that in school and I got in trouble. Got it taken away.
Yeah, this one is scuffed. This one is super scuffed.
Well, yeah,
I probably read this one the most.
Yeah, well, you were actually using the guides in it because you were raiding. You had to be a serious raider boy.
I was applying to jobs in high school and I wrote a manager's phone number down.
Holy shit. Hell yeah. Dude, it's John.
This shit is old fucking school. This is the best expansion.
Yeah, it was up there for sure.
I got Kata. I got this at the midnight release.
All right, that was lame.
I liked Kata.
I liked Kata for the first tier, and it didn't carry over for me.
Then I got Pandaria, which I barely opened because I don't know.
Who even played in Pandaria? Let's be honest.
I liked Pandaria, but I don't know. I didn't read this as much. This one has all like the abilities you can look at that aren't in the game anymore. And then this is the rarest one. Chili.
I'm ready.
Right here.
Oh, I know what this is.
Atlas.
Dude, back before there were fucking back before there were actual maps in the game, so you had to read a book to see the fucking dungeon. I bet you Blizzard did that as like an actual tactic. They wanted to just make some money off of it.
This is a money making scheme. I even wrote as a kid the character names and my old phone numbers there too.
That's hilarious. What? So you could group up with them in dungeons when you got home from school?
I got this pre-wrath because this has my warrior, my paladin, and my druid on here. My shaman.
My friend, I didn't have it, but my friend had a copy, and it was during vanilla. It was pre-BC. We would read it during school so we could figure out how to get through the dungeons when we got back.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So when I saw these, we're in a military family, so we move around a lot. So when I saw these when my parents were moving back, I was like, holy shit! Don't throw these out. These are collectors, dude.
They're important pieces of history.
I just wanted to share that with you guys at the start of the at the start of the stream. I hope that brought you guys down memory lane.
Yeah, that too. Quest didn't have indicators. There later on there was a questing add-on that would help you with it. But actually, I think in vanilla it existed, but like late vanilla.
What?
Oh, I'm reading chat. My bad.
No. I know it's Kadeen's thing. They didn't. I remember very vividly, even in Wrath, reading quests until I found out what Thoughtbot was and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what she's saying. Is they didn't have quest markers on the map, so that was a struggle. You had to learn how to read quests. So this is the Area 52 After Dark podcast, my friends. If you haven't been here before, if you're new from the stream today, or just you've stumbled upon this is where Crungy and I get together and we talk about Area 52 stuff, some Blizzard news, stuff like that. We'll do a quick cliff notes on that. I'm Chili Beef. I'm one of your two hosts. I've been on Area 52 for 8 years. Briefly went off, came back. Here I am, gaming with my homies. Play Balanced Druid. I do raid stuff. Not a big PvP guy. And your other host, Crungy.
I am Crungy. I've been here since like 2009, 2010. No, it was 2010. Sorry. Love Area 52. Haven't switched off since. Like unlike Chili here. I play Ret Paladin, and Chili and I are very enthralled in this community. And just to touch a little bit on what he was chatting about is the whole point of this podcast, guys, is to create that Area 52 community in a forum that we don't really have. I mean, you could do raids with people on server, or you can join Discords, but this kind of brings it all together. So that's the whole point of this podcast, of these streams, is to bring the community from all the different guilds or all the different player types to play the game together in Area 52 and get to know one another, and hopefully we provide that with a good medium for you guys.
Yep, and you'll meet some good people if you hang around. I see someone in the chat from my stream earlier is new to Area 52. And I think you'll like it a lot and meet some good people. So just to quickly go over what we'll be talking about, we have 3 major segments of this podcast. We go over news specific to Area 52, just stuff that's going on around the community. Not a lot's happening in the game right now, so the segment's going to be a little, short-winded for, maybe the next few podcasts. But in BFA, things will ramp up. It'll be a lot of fun.
Things will be fucking hype.
Absolutely. After Area 52 news, we're going to go over some Blizzard news. And then we're going to do a guest interview segment. Tonight on the podcast, we'll be interviewing the GM. This is an easy one, guys, for us, but we'll be interviewing the GM of my guild. We want to introduce, we'll talk about this a little before, in more detail before we go into the segment, but we want to introduce the concept of guild masters coming on here to kind of talk about their guild and maybe explain to people who might not know, who might not find them on WoW Progress, or they get a longer segment to talk face to face about their guild and what makes them special and what makes people want to join them. Their raid schedule, their style, and their environment, all that. So we figured
to an audience that's not trade chat.
Absolutely, yeah. Because trade chat, you're just going to get brushed over. People are going to, you get lost in the guild spam, and it just gets passed right over. But this is the people here, I think, are more invested in the community for what it is. So hopefully you'll find a better audience and who you can reach out to. So we thought, who better than last minute, we weren't going to have a guest. We thought, who better than my GM? So you guys will meet him tonight on the podcast. For sure. So if you want to kick off news on Area 52.
Yeah, so we'll get that running. Actually, you know what? A couple housekeeping things that we forgot. We're already getting bad at this. If you guys want to join the raid group in-game here that you see on Chili's screen, we're chilling in the Dalaran Inn. Whisper Crungy or Chili Beef, we'll get you in there.
I need assist, by the way, if they whisper me.
Sorry. And then we are also now on YouTube, guys.
Oh, right. Forgot to mention that.
We got to tell... I almost forgot. What is it's A52 podcast or A52 After Dark?
A52 After Dark.
So / I'll put it in the chat for you guys. A52 After Dark. You guys can go back, see all of our episodes from last week, or from last week's, I guess. Last week we had the GM of Toast, I Heal Drunk on here. So if you guys are familiar with the channel or familiar with the podcast, please go over to YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. It's free.
Unlike Twitch.
Unlike Twitch. And if you miss a podcast, we're gonna get in the habit of uploading those there shortly after. So that's there and available for you guys. Okay.
Sure is.
Okay, so moving into news on Area 52. So, what's going on around our lovely server?
Not a
Number
lot.
one would not a lot. Yeah, you're right. Number one would definitely be the door is closing on Cutting Edge. So some guilds are still pushing, some aren't. For those final days of Titan Slayer, I guess you have until Tuesday, essentially. So if you're not raiding this weekend, RIP. So I guess the Concordance buff chili, albeit continuing to rise, we haven't really seen, besides that first week that we had it, we haven't really seen an abnormal spike in kills.
No, absolutely not.
buff.
Yeah, and if you look at the statistics, the day of the buff, we had an insane amount of kills, just absolutely unheard of amount of new kills. And then beyond that, it was okay the next week, maybe above average, and then this week it's tapering down. So you see, you clearly see some inverse relationship between the buff, albeit in a roundabout way of saying the nerf of Argus, and people giving up on Argus. So those two things kind of like collide on the in terms of getting people over the hill to kill this boss. And we're left now with not a lot going on. We have one guild who killed this week, and that's unfortunate. We want to congratulate them, by the way. So Extra Crispy, you guys, congratulations for getting through it. It's a late kill. It's at the end, but that doesn't matter. You guys got it, and that's all that's important.
Who cares?
Yeah, about some of the guilds though who didn't. What we were talking about a minute ago, like Useless Gaming's one of them. Half Credit is one of them. They're still pulling, even though they only have a few days left, and that's good. We like to see that because, I feel like looking through the guilds that are currently 10 of 11. Seeing the guilds that kind of called off their prog because they didn't think they could get it, you can never anticipate the sort of nerfs that are going to happen to a boss right at the end. And, if you're getting to a boss right at the end, you're likely on a casual schedule, you're likely just kind of like a chill raid group, so getting Cutting Edge in that environment is meaningful, and if you give up right at the end, you may have missed a set of nerfs, right? Because it's hard to say, okay, everybody, let's get going again, because they've already made other plans and decided they're not going to raid. So I see probably half the guilds who currently will not get Cutting Edge at 10 of 11 could have gotten it if they didn't call off prog earlier, because no one anticipated the Concordance buff and how it would work and all that good shit. So
yeah, it seems like the Concordance buff helped the guilds that were close in doing the mechanics properly for the most part, and seeing the fight. But I think even some of these guilds killed Agrimar recently too, so they're kind of doing like some shotgun Argus prog, Argus prog, sorry. And they're not quite there yet, but we hope they get it if they are raiding this weekend. So best of luck to you guys, and again, congrats to Extra Crispy. I actually saw some of them down in the black market auction house when I was going for my redemption tunic, fighting each other, so that was pretty funny. So shout out to you guys.
Just the celebratory post-Cutting Edge shenanigans that are always the most fun.
For sure. Should we open up the chat? Anything else on Area 52 that we missed, guys? No, don't really think so. It's pretty stale. Pretty much just sales are taking up the trade chat and things like that. So,
yep.
Run of the mill as we get down to pre-patch. I imagine even pre-patch will be a little bit more interesting too, in terms of obviously the game, because people will be figuring out their classes and figuring out what's capable and what is not going into BFA. So, I'm very, very, very excited.
Yep. I'll turn them up, Gideon. Yeah, so I think we'll have a lot more to report on during pre-patch, because like he said, right now we're kind of stagnant. People have been in the same position for so long. They've kind of figured out everything. They're kind of just coasting along. But you come in and you throw out something like a pre-patch that changes everything about everyone's specs. That's going to jostle everyone up and get them, moving and coming up with new ideas and doing new things. And the content's a joke because it's going to be nerfed like 30 to 50%. So I don't know, it'll be a fun time.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. With that being said, guys, I think we can probably move into more of a beefier part of the show.
Yes.
The Blizzard news. So we are X amount of days till BFA. What are we at now?
29.
29 days till BFA, and with a pre-patch confirmed of Tuesday. So again, things are rapidly approaching, and things are going to change pretty heavily here for not only the class you're going to play, but also the in-game systems. Orcs are going to be able to stand up straight. I can't wait for that. My monk is going to see the chiropractor. That's great. But yeah, what else is changing Tuesday?
So one of the changes that's notable is that, and God, this was too little, too late, and everyone knows it. But the Awakening Essence change with the legendaries. So they've slowly but surely improved the legendary system, never quite fixing it, always making it dumb RNG that disallows you from playing your spec until you just get this pure RNG drop that you need. And you can't play on the same level as anybody else until you get those legendaries. It's not even worth trying. You just kind of farm them until you get them, and then you go from there. They helped a little bit with the Awakening Essence, allowed you to... basically, that just increased the rate at which you got legendaries. That's all it did. You came up from getting one every other week, you get one every week, roughly, if you do the numbers.
Yeah.
So now, finally, what they've done is they made it so with the same amount of Awakening Essence, instead of buying a random legendary for your spec, you can target a legendary. You say, I want Boomkin Cloak, I'm going to go buy Boomkin Cloak, and you have it. Now, on its own, that change seems way too little, like it's not even worth having, but they are also, to my knowledge, replacing any AP tokens, since that's completely going away. They're replacing any AP rewards. I don't know the extent to which they're doing this in the entire game, but I know at least world quests, maybe mission board rewards will do this as well. You will now get Awakening Essence. The amount, I don't know. I haven't looked into that. They might not. I don't think it's available, but maybe it's somewhere and I didn't find it. But you will be getting Awakening Essence for doing some things, so you can farm legendaries and get the one you want. It allows you to experiment with the class before BFA. Again, too little, too late. Doesn't really mean anything. So, if you've been holding off learning a spec, preparing for pre-patch, but you felt like you wanted the legendaries during pre-patch to get it, this might help you. Otherwise, whatever. Fuck it. Legendaries are gone. Thank God.
Yeah. I just bought a legendary on my rogue, like a day before this was announced. So I was pretty rattled about that. So if you have Awakening Essences and stuff like that, don't spend them till Tuesday, guys, because you'll be able to choose which one you want, especially for those alts and stuff. If there's alts that you're kind of thinking about maining going to BFA, and it'd be nice to have the best legendary for X, or if you want Pride as to level, or if you want Cephuse, whatever. Target those legendaries, save your Awakening Essences for now, because they will be of much higher value starting on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
The other thing that will be happening, I guess this is happening now until Tuesday, is that the Mage Tower will be gone. I've seen a bunch of streamers trying to go for like every Mage Tower appearance or whatever. I've done some Mage Tower stuff this week on characters that I haven't really played this expansion. So if you want to do that, just a quick reminder, those Mage Tower appearances will be gone as of Tuesday. If you get the appearance, I think you can still do like the Heroic Kill Jade and Kill, or do like the 10 RBG wins. Yeah, or the dungeons, the Legion dungeons. You can still do all that. Just make sure you get the appearance before Tuesday.
Yep.
Because it will be gone forever.
Absolutely. So yeah, and the concordances help people get that. That's that last push that if you want to go get a Mage Tower... Actually, let me give you an example right here. I swore I'd never play Guardian. I swore I'd never get my weapon. I didn't have it until 6 days ago or some shit. I went and I got my weapon, and I got this. And I knew I would regret it if I didn't, so...
He's a bear boy now. I'm
officially a bear boy. I'm going to sit in a bear boy for the rest of the podcast.
We'll do a bear parade at the end of the show.
Yeah, all like three of us who have it. Not to imply that a lot of people don't have it, but there aren't going to be that many druids. Anyway, yeah, you're right. We can do a bear mount as well. Okay, what else we got? So for Blizzard news, okay, we're going to look at some of the stuff on Wowhead right now, just gloss over it. We're going to start with the Arena Championships. Let me transition over here real quick. All right, so looking at the Arena World Championship Summer Finals. This is, I'm not a big PvP guy. I'm not really into it. I have watched some of the Arena stuff, and I think it's incredible what they do. Here are the teams, if you want to gloss over them while we're talking about this. But I wanted to talk about this specifically because of the MDI being a thing now, and how Blizzard has already had the budget and the setup to do this kind of thing, and now they're trying to transfer that over into the MDI. Finally, we're getting some representation for PvE instead of just PvP in these live events, and that's great. I feel like the MDI isn't quite as established and polished as the Arena Championships are yet, and I feel like there's no reason for that because it's the same team. Personally, I feel like there are different people working on these things, right? So they set budgets, they set teams to deal with them, and the MDI team is set to mirror what the Arena team does, but they haven't quite gotten it yet. One thing, for example, is the use of face cams, right? So in the MDI, we didn't have face cams going with... We had pictures and stuff and pans and whatever, but we didn't have face cams going with like reactions of things happening in the MDI, and that would have been That would have been a really nice touch. We didn't have that, unfortunately. We do have that in the Arena Championship. So that's just a small note, is that, maybe a little more established. We got Katowice as the location here, Sports Hub of Poland. We got here the prize pools if you guys want to check it out, broadcast schedule. So looks like we already missed today's, but you guys can catch the July 15th.
I
Your links.
watched a bunch of this today, Chili. I was just cleaning stuff around the condo and doing some stuff, and I had it on it, and I was really into PvP up until Cataclysm Mop. I kind of stopped. I did it a bit in this expansion, but it was actually, I don't know what it was, but it was enjoyable. I don't know if their production value went up, if it's the up. I don't know if it's an upgrade in the hosts, but it just seemed more engaging. So if you guys have some time tomorrow and you're not watching the World Cup, please feel free, or please go check it out. And even if you're not into PvP, I enjoyed it. So go learn how to hodge people and heal people and all that CC stuff.
All right, so I fucked this up when I was doing the intro. I forgot to undo it. I knew I would. Let me, sorry for the little technical difficulties. Let me go live here. Yeah, I somehow hid all this, and Crunchy's still not visible. There we go. Sorry for that. You guys can see us again. Okay, so what do we got next? The class tuning. You wanna take that?
Yeah, sure. So there was some class tune. Did this build come out today?
Yeah.
I guess yesterday, 13 hours ago.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm looking at it on my screen, so I hope Chili has this up.
Yeah, I have it up. Just tell me to jump somewhere if you have something of interest.
Sure. So, I'm interested, obviously, in Ret Paladins, as everybody should. But you see some pretty standard stuff here. It looks like some tuning's getting pretty good. From what I noticed, for the most part, some classes either got a little bit of a nerf followed by a buff in some other area. So, for example, Frost DK's damage modifiers I think they dropped by 4%, but they added damage onto Frost Fever or Remorseless Winter, stuff like that. So these little tunings are happening as per usual for most expansions, moving up to pre-patch, and then obviously probably when released there might be something a little bit different. I guess if we want to chat a little bit about our own classes, and if anyone wants to pipe up in the chat about a change, we can try to comment for sure. For Ret Pallies, for example, Divine Purpose, which is our final tier talent, the increased damage percentage went up to 30% from 20%. So that was a pretty good buff. And it's actually already changed a whole bunch of sims and a whole bunch of theory crafting, at least in the Hammer of Wrath Paladin Discord. So if you guys aren't in those Discords and you take raiding at least semi-seriously, I would definitely suggest being in those Discords and taking a look at what your build could look like come Tuesday for raids next week and then into BFA. Yeah,
absolutely. And but don't give too much credit to these changes. Definitely take them into account because you're going to need to know this for raid and pre-patch and just functioning during pre-patch. But don't go switching the spec you want to play to something that you perhaps don't because of these changes, because they're constantly changing. And frankly, the way Blizzard dealt with balancing in Legion, I'm confident that anything that is severely undertuned and can't perform in raid, that will be fixed. There are going to be things that are very strong in certain raids and certain fights in certain gear. Yeah. But if you enjoy playing a spec, it's more worthwhile putting all of your effort into that spec and learning it really well than it is to jump around, and maybe get a little more DPS here or there temporarily. But in the long term, you're going to get so much better at just being a good player in your role by sticking with one or maybe two specs.
We've talked about this a couple times on the podcast, I think just because of the timing of when we started this, but if you switch to, some people can do it, I can't, but for the most part, if you switch to flavor of the month or whatever, I think it increases your chances of burning out and stopping playing the game tenfold. So
because you have to take in so much more information so much more quickly, and even if you can, even if you have what it takes to have that upkeep in the short term, you're going to burn out in the long term. So
you got to get all your transmogs and stuff for your new character. It's a pain in the ass, man. Transmog is number one.
Absolutely, yeah.
Says the Boomkin. So yeah, that's the I guess that's the tuning stuff right now. What else? Comment on your Legion tuning, I guess, experience. Actually, I think it was Frost DK that were awful. They were pretty bad, and then they had the one tuning. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks into the expansion. Maybe it was even 1 week, and then they became better than Unholy, and then even top tier, I would say, roughly.
You know,
So
frankly, I don't even remember a lot from the very beginning. I like in terms of tuning. All I remember for sure is that Outlaw was broken. Period.
yes,
That's all I remember.
I remember that.
Outlaw was broken and stayed broken, and it was basically because of how they tuned with main stat. They tuned very well with main stat, and main stat gets worse as time goes on because secondary stats go up, and then your main stat becomes, the ratios don't work out. So that was a big reason. Also, the randomness of it kind of made them shine.
So on that note, then, I know we didn't really plan for this, Chili, but a comment, I guess, for you, and I'd like to hear your thoughts here. How do you think about BFA having like the main stat being the main priority focus for Blizzard? Like, they're clearly trying to get away from this, mid to late expansion where secondary stats kind of take precedence and they kind of go over top. They've explicitly said that they're going to change that, where whatever item level piece that you have is the highest, it's a no-brainer you put that on. Do you think that's good or bad?
I'm not too fond of it, and frankly, I don't think that will hold, even if they're going for that. And I completely see what you're saying and recognize that's what it looks like they're putting the focus on right now. I don't think that's going to work out in the long run, just because of the math of it. And I could be completely wrong. The numbers that they get here with this stat switch could change this completely, but we've seen it time and time again. Just statistically, as you start to get more secondary stat and it adds up, it just quickly outscales main stat. And that's not always that's not always the case. It's mainly the case. I think it's not great, but I don't think it's going to have a huge impact. Because for me, I think secondary stats being important allows you to experiment more, right? Because if you're just taking the highest high-level piece, then people are going to gravitate towards whatever shows the highest in the sims, no matter what, even if that means secondary stuff. But there are situations where, like for me, for example, if I know I'm going to be doing a certain build and I know what my strengths are, right? Let's use Legion as an example, based on my artifact traits. I know what stats make them better. I might, like, even though the sim says do this, I might know better than the sim, right? Because I might know that if I... Also, the sim, you have to keep in mind, let's take something like crit. So crit is a chance, and a sim is an average of 10,000 5-minute pulls. Think about the thousands and thousands of casts in that will average out. But you got to keep in mind, like, if I have a 60% Star Surge rate or 70% Star Surge crit rate, I'll get anywhere between 45 and 85% Star Surge crit. So I have to weigh my other stats based on that. I have to know that, yes, the robot is going to do well with this amount of crit, but that's because the crit always works out statistically because there's so much data. I know I don't have that data size in one pull. So I have to know based on my other traits what am I willing to gamble with the crit because it's technically better, or am I willing to, get rid of the crit, put those points elsewhere so that if I get lucky with crit, I get a really high parse. So having secondary stats powerful in that way allows you more pieces on the chessboard. I think it's a good thing. I think anything that gives you more options is a good thing, frankly. I
would tend to agree with you on, I guess, in 95% of the situations. The only thing that I hate, and this is it's really superfluous, but the thing I don't like is when you're getting a cache for that week, or you get like a sweet Titan Forge piece of gear and you're like, holy shit, I want to put that on,
and you can't use it,
and it's worse.
And I think the reason for that is more so sets and legendaries right now in Legion than it is and relics than it is for the stats. The stats, if it's a high enough upgrade, the secondary stats will work out. I mean, like, unless your secondary stats are ridiculous, they'll almost always work out to be an upgrade if they're high enough of an item level upgrade. That will be countered by what we've discussed Blizzard is doing and the Titan Forging changes to limit the Titan Forge cap. So I think that's looking good on all fronts.
Yeah, we got a couple questions here in chat just to get caught up, guys. Kadeen says thoughts on Poison Bomb instantly, and then I guess maybe thoughts on how quickly they're going to nerf it. I think it'll get nerfed pretty quickly. I see that they're trying to remove the RNG of that Poison Bomb happening, but it's just so strong. So I think you're right. I think that'll get nerfed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Bathrobe King says, Gargo says, when main stat is considerably worse than secondary stats, it just sucks having a piece with like 10 plus item level that doesn't count as an upgrade. Yeah, we just obviously touched on that. So yeah, definitely would agree. And then our other question is, any thoughts on the physics behind Sargeras's stabbing of Azeroth? WoW 1 is dead. WoW 2.
Yes.
WoW 2 confirmed.
Yes, WoW 2
You heard it
100%
on
confirmed.
A52 podcast after dark first. WoW 2 confirmed.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Grief's dad works at Blizzard, so he has some insider information. Don't let anybody know.
WoW 2. There's no classes anymore. We're just all farmers.
Yeah, we're going back to the Stone Age.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. What was the last thing we had here, Chad?
We had, similar to last week, we had some weird comps. We had a 5-man heroic Argus kill. We had a 3-man normal Argus kill. We had a 1-heal mythic Argus kill. We got it again this week, folks. We got a 22-man all-tank heroic Antorus. I don't think it was the same group for all of Antorus, but this group of individuals set out with different comps to only have tanks on each fight, and for Argus they had 22 tanks. You can see here. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. I mean, it's a stupid thing, but goddamn, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this, again, we talked about this last week, but this reminds me of that run where it was like all DKs, right? So, back in Cataclysm where they killed Dragon Soul. But yeah, so, I mean, this is crazy. An all-tank group. How many people was it exact? 22, you said, Chili?
22 for Argus. We had a 10 for heroic Agrimar.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. It doesn't
ENR?
say for ENR and Coven and Vary and stuff. It doesn't say the amount, at least here. I'm sure if you pull up the video, it'll say.
They kind of go through, like, what challenges they might have had on each boss, I guess. So, like, for example, for ENR, you know, Guardian Druids are good because Thrash is ranged and things like that, so...
Yeah, just quick rundown of each boss. They explain some of the, you know, the issues. And that's, you know, that's cool. That's cool theory crafting that, you know, it's not... Look, let's talk about games quickly for a second. This is going to be a generic statement, but doing shit like this in video games almost always is just for the notoriety of saying you did it, right? So, like, even cutting edge. You get an early cutting edge kill. I mean, a lot of people who we know who get really good, like, US ranks, they're not really doing it for any other reason than to say they did, and because they find it fun to do that grind, you know, to do that push. And that's the same kind of thing here, just a different idea, right? You know, they're going for a different kind of prestige, a weirder kind of, like, isolated prestige that less people are competing in, but still prestige nonetheless. And it's very interesting that they've done something like this.
Yeah, I think it's cool. So if you're thinking about doing stuff like this, or if you guys are into that, then I say go for it, because A, it gives us something to talk about, and B, super, super cool.
All right.
Okay.
That's it for news, I think, right?
That is it for news. So, Chili, I think I'll leave you. Maybe get caught up on chat, and I will try to get our guest in here.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna. While you do that, I'm gonna explain this whole situation. We touched on it at the beginning, but I'll go over it again. So,
Sure.
Yeah, you go ahead. Guys on the stream, the chat over here where Crunchy is gonna go kind of weird for a bit because he's gonna be getting our guest in the call. So you're just gonna see this for a bit, but that's all right. So we wanted to have this segment where we interview guests. We want to kind of set it up to where we invite the concept of bringing guild masters on to explain their guild, to say, like, this is who we are, this is, you know, the kind of players we're looking for, this is our raid schedule, kind of like to advertise like you would in Trade Chat or you would in WoW Progress. It's just a place that people are more interested in the you know, the environment, right? Because if you post your shit in Trade Chat, people are just going to gloss over it like it's more spam. So we'll see how this goes. We're going to hop in the call now. Hello.
Okay. Are we good?
We're alive.
We're alive. Hello. Okay. Great. We're all good? You're all set there, Chili?
Yeah, looks like it. Perfect.
Okay, guys. So I didn't hear anything that Chili just said. But as you heard at the start of the podcast, our first guest is Flips, the GM of Vestige, who I know well via association of Chili Beef, and it is Chili Beef's GM. So let's give him some claps in the chat. Welcome, Flips. Thanks
Easy clap, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, in front of his subjects. So this is my GM, by the way. So I get to hound him, by the way. So that's what this is for. That's the real reason I got him on here. No, not really. We're just gonna have some nice easy questions for our homie here.
Yep.
You wanted to start, correct, Kyle?
Yeah, so I mean, I keep wanting to say your real name, but Flips, I guess maybe just tell us at the very least at the start, kind of when you started playing WoW, what kind of drew you to the class you play, and what class you do play, and then what role, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the guild stuff.
All right. I started playing WoW at like the middle of Wrath. I got it as a gift, and I just played it casually. I was absolutely terrible, and I grew really attached to things like talking to people in guilds. I spent so little time actually leveling that I remember really grinding to get to 55 so I could make a DK because I just couldn't get myself to level properly. I just spent so much time just like talking to people in the guild chat, like not even actually leveling. And and I played in Wrath for about like a couple months, maybe like 3 months, and then I don't know, I got away from it because I was younger then, so got
what patch, what raid was out? Do you remember?
I see, that's the thing. Raiding as a concept didn't even exist to me until MOP, where I realized, because I didn't play in Kata, when I came back in MOP, and I realized that LFR is a thing, and I'm like, hey, there's this thing called raiding, and then even LFR scared me because I had no experience with raiding, so I wouldn't even like queue into most of the LFRs, and it wasn't until HFC, the end of HFC, literally the May before Legion, where a couple of my friends decided, hey, let's just stop not raiding and actually try it, and we joined like this normal / heroic, very, very casual guild, like a giant guild, like one of those ones that was formed to just pool in people, and people leave and people join and whatnot. And that raiding experience was enough to get me hooked to raiding, and that was it.
Cool.
It's amazing to me, and I mean I knew most of that or much of that story, but not quite to that extent. But it's amazing to me, a lot of the people who are like actually really good this expansion have just started. Like, I feel like there are a lot of people who just kind of, the game's in a position where you don't have to have a ton of experience in it to get the concept. Like you said, you played to varying degrees of intensity through since you started. I mean, myself included, but I raided as early as Karazhan, so I've raided since like on and off since like 2007. So I have like raid experience going back then, and even then, I feel like the game's in a position now where like you don't need to have any of that background information like you perhaps did before to get into raiding, to know the people, whatever. You can just hop in, and that's a good thing. It's good that more people can get in quicker. Like for like the example I want to give before we move on is I think it was Malvos. Who was in SPK at the time of me looking into this. I don't know if he still is. I feel like he's gone to another guild or something. But he started the game for the first time ever in Nighthold. And he got cutting edge KJ with SPK, and he got cutting edge Argus with SPK. Some like top 15 US kills. Like, it's nuts. So, I don't know. That's an example of people just starting early. And Brief's in here. Let me know if I got those dates and everything wrong, but I think that's my memory of the story. Anyway, that sort of thing is prevalent these days.
Another person we play with is Prox, right? Our tank friend Prox. He essentially started this expansion too, like seriously playing, like seriously writing and stuff, and he's great. So, that's a great observation. Okay, moving.
I forgot to mention that my role is that I'm a tank.
Yeah.
I play Prop Paladin. I play Guardian Druid. I play what's good, but I would prefer to play Prop Paladin if it's good enough.
Hell yeah. Why would you play any other class that's not a paladin? In my opinion, that's
a little biased. I don't know.
That's the answer.
Yep. Yeah. Do KJ as a prop paladin. Wait, we did. We had a fucking prop paladin who didn't speak on our mythic KJ. No, but I agree.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Julie. So I guess, Gavin, moving on then. Into the actual questions here. A little bit of background. I can't even remember if we talked about this already, Chili, is Vestige came from a smaller server and onto the big fish of Area 52. So I guess what the question here is then, Gavin, is what was the move like from a low pop? So I guess from a competition standpoint, because you guys had Realm first on Skull Crusher, right? So from a competition server-wide standpoint to a larger community on Area 52, and what that kind of, at least that early notion when you guys were starting to think about the move, what that felt like. And I guess, what do you think of it so far? I guess you guys have only been here for like, what, a month and a half, 2 months probably now, I think?
It's about a month and a half now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it started before we even killed Argus. It came to my attention that Chili Beef had wanted to go to Area 52, and from my perspective, as like a guild master and as an officer, we were comfortable in Skull Crusher, but now, like, in hindsight, I feel like we've gained a lot from it. I'm jumping ahead here, but essentially we were against it at first, thinking it maybe as like as not beneficial to us, but as we were given the pros and cons, it became apparent that it was more beneficial for us than it even was for just Chili to come back. And literally, I would not be playing WoW probably as much right now if it wasn't for us being on Area 52. Just coming here with all the people like that Chili has introduced me to, the people just being on the server has given life back into the game briefly, even at the worst time to play WoW right now, which is like after Argus.
Into a new expansion.
The worst time to play WoW is last Wednesday during our raid hours.
Oh god.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of being in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess then, just to, I guess, dig a little deeper on that question then, Gavin. You said you weren't sure, because at first you said you were pretty against it. What were you guys hesitant about in moving to a bigger server like Area 52? What was it?
It didn't have to do with the server necessarily. It could be any server, because
yeah, I
have, like, one of the things on Skull Crusher that's very common. If you look back to HFC, the top two guilds are not on Skull Crusher anymore. They moved to other populated realms. Like, it's a thing that has happened over the course of that server's existence, because it doesn't sustain enough population to promote like a competition, and also it's not such a, it's like when we were a much weaker guild, it was more of a thing with recruiting, because you actually but it didn't matter at the end, but there is definitely an impact. Like, you can much, like, as we're finding being on Area 52, you can find people who are willing to apply to your guild way more just from being here. Yeah, and so Skull Crusher it has, like, WoW Prepper says it has like 4,000, and I obviously I don't think that's an accurate number, but compared to what it says Area 52, which I think is like 32,000, which also I don't know if that's an accurate number, but if we just take two inaccurate numbers and we compare the ratio between them, it is very big. So, like, even if the server looks dead on Skull Crusher, it should also be dead on Area 52, but it doesn't even look dead here. Like, no. It's like the game is still alive over here, where on Skull Crusher there's just no one playing, basically.
I remember doing keys with Chili, and he would invite me, and I would get sharded over to Skull Crusher, and there'd be nobody in Dalaran. It would just be Chili.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Yeah, glad that you guys are on a real server now. That's awesome.
And also another reason why we were kind of skeptical is because at the start of Legion, Skull Crusher wasn't bad. Like, there were people all over the place, but that's just because, it's a new expansion. People are playing the game, and it lasted up until Nighthold. But after that, that's when it started to fall off. And I think, and if the same thing happens in the next expansion, it will just do the same thing. It'll look good in the start of BFA, but it will just taper off towards the end, and we'll be back again, where Area 52 has the kind of population where you're never going to feel like it's slowly dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna last.
It's always popping at 4 a.m. when you're doing the train around Dalaran.
Oh yeah.
That was one of my first Area 52 experiences.
Yeah,
I remember.
We all got back and we were all celebrating, and it's like we were jumping around. We were talking to Shaq, because Shaq was advertising key sales and trade. So we started this train around Crassus Landing, and and Shaq joined, and then like before you knew it, the whole circle on Crassus Landing was following each other. So we brought the thing out to the main area of Dalaran and did loops. It was at 4 a.m.
It was actually me and Slater.
Yes.
Or Brutal Shag.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
we started that. That was crazy. That was a big one though too.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in now because since it's been alluded to, I kind of had a hand in this move. Frankly, from my perspective, just to clarify, I don't think any of us are unclear about this, but for the stream, when I transferred off here, it wasn't gonna be a permanent thing, no matter what guild I went to. Like it wasn't. The guild was gonna be temporary, no matter who I picked, and I had a lot of guilds whisper me because at the time my parses were very good, so I had lots of guilds of varying, skills approaching me. And frankly, there's a good reason for this, and this is why I'm bringing it up. But this guild was one of the like lower ranked US ranks, and it's because of the raid schedule. We don't raid a lot, and that was exactly what I wanted at the time. I was burnt. I didn't want to raid a whole lot, even if it meant just going and getting a re-kill and then just chilling for the rest of the expansion. I just wanted to come in, chill, enjoy what I was doing, and get the kill still. And I knew this guild would be that. I didn't know the extent to which I would enjoy this guild though. So we get here, we do all of Argus Prague. We get through it. It's a lot of fun. We get into some memes back on Skull Crusher with the few people who are still there, and we pitched the idea, and like we just told the whole story about it. It went well. So I want to bring that up because the raid schedule. I want to know from you, Gavin. What's it like running a guild that has this sort of schedule? So I know we go back and forth and we add extra days sometimes for re-kill, but in general, our main schedule is a 6-hour-a-week raid schedule, and and I know that may change and whatnot. We've talked about this off stream and everything, but like, looking at that schedule for, let's say, just for Argus Prague, since I've been in the picture, what are the consequences and what are the benefits of having a schedule like that? What led you guys to this?
Well, I mean, it started off as an extension. You guys obviously didn't ask me about the history of our guild, but if I would go briefly, the people that became our guild on Skull Crusher were used to that schedule of only like 2 days, so and the exact same hours, like 7 to 10. So we just extended that from the guild that we came from, and it just kind of stayed that way because it just worked out. And people who join our guild kind of like technically have to compromise with that. So we haven't done any alterations to that, and it's kind of hard to do it. But in Taurus, like you said, we were considered 6-hour, but really we were doing like Mythic on our Tuesdays, like the farm stuff. Because once you get to the point because we normally just do Heroic on Tuesdays, so like I feel like it's hard to call any guild like specifically a X-hour guild, unless you're just adding up every hour that's rated, or you're only adding up Mythic hours that are rated. I think at our most Mythic hours we rated like per week was 8, and our minimum was 6, where the other hours on the Tuesday were specifically Heroic, or once we got into Argus, nothing, because we just went to 6 because we had experiences in TOS where like once you extend on a boss, people can start burning out, and people were actually burning out on Argus, and even after we killed it, people did burn out. So
F's in chat.
It was worth doing when we did it. We probably would have killed it faster if we weren't just doing 6, where we were still doing like at least 8 hours. But it's better to prevent people from getting exhausted on a boss, like especially when we were on that boss in March or whatever.
Right.
It was like this expansion is not going to end anytime soon. It's better to keep people in the game and not lose them, because as I've experienced, and like it's kind of sad, but the other officers, which are the only people from the original guild, people do burn out, and that's what happens. There's only officers and Blake that are still from Nighthold, which is when our guild formed.
Yeah, I think that's typical of WoW, and it sucks, but I think that's just the average life cycle. And I think what you're getting at, Gavin, if you break that threshold of too much of the potential for a burnout, I think that just heightens it. So I would definitely agree there. I guess extending on the raid environment. Obviously, you guys are probably taking a look at applicants and talking to potential applicants or new raiders for the next expansion going into BFA. So what? And please, if you have experience in this, Gavin, what does this mean, and how do you look at this? But what are you considering when you're taking a team into a new expansion where there's a lot of unknowns, whether it be tuning, class changes, what's going to be strong, what isn't, even if it's new game systems that aren't around or new or coming back. What are you considering, and how are you kind of building your raid team right now?
Yeah, that's actually a good question, because obviously our guild has only existed for this expansion. So we have no experience going into another raid, because I mean, things change. One of the biggest things that's always been a concern of mine is say you're like a really good let me think of a random class. I'm trying to think of a random class that doesn't sound like I'm pinning it on any one individual. Okay, say you're a really good monk, and this monk is really good right now in Antorus, and that person was recruited in Antorus. Then we go into BFA, and this person is now not good in BFA. Like, what happens between that situation? How do you prevent someone from falling out like that? Like, you don't want someone to go from being really good because you recruited them because they did really well, and then to have them fall out. We want to keep people in, which is why going into BFA, kind of like making people feel like they need to, pay attention and learn whatever they're rerolling, because some people when going into BFA want to reroll, and you recruit a person for the spec that they play, and they can play that spec, and then they reroll. You don't know. It's a gamble. It's like basically retrialing. So essentially, we're thinking about like retrialing people in a way that kind of isn't like actually retrialing, like as you would trial someone you don't know, but more like
They have to re-earn their merit, kind of.
You gotta prove that you can continue to do what you're doing in a way where it's meaningful. Well, and it's not gonna be like cracking a whip and you're out, like firing squad or something. It's gonna be a, kind of just, you need to make those people focus up, or they can't stick with
Yeah, and I think that applies even, which this is perfect for what we're talking about, but it applies even to people playing the same roles, because the roles are gonna specs are gonna change so much on Tuesday that myself, I don't give myself enough credit. I think I'm gonna take some time to relearn Boomkin. I think it's close enough that I'll be able to kind of slot in and figure it out as I watch people. But I'm more of like I watch people do good shit and then I copy that and follow suit. So retrialing everybody is at least in the way you describe it in the with the scrutiny to which we're going to do it, is the way you have to do it as a guild leader, and that's the name of the game. But with a focus on keeping the same people around, because we're not the kind of guild that needs to just have the exact chess pieces in the right spot to checkmate as quickly as possible, right? We're more about having a good time with people who we've established relationships playing games with, and that's where I came from in my previous guilds, and I think that's exactly how you should play the game. Now, that's not to disrespect the people who have to do that for their ranks. That's incredible stuff, and I like a lot of people in those guilds. There are great people there. It's just that's how I play the game. And that's how a lot of my friends play the game. So,
yeah, I think that's cool, and I like that. I like that almost retrialing notion. I think it keeps people on their feet, and I think competition in that sense is healthy.
I think I'm not afraid if people do poorly in pre-patch, because they gotta learn. But you kind of just you want them to continue to play what they want to do in pre-patch. Give them the time even before Uldir, so that when they get to Uldir, they're not a complete wreck. So that they use that time intelligently. Because some people might not be reading their class discords, reading any changes that are happening with their spec, so they might go into pre-patch completely blind, and that's all right, because they can learn pretty quick. But you don't want to go completely blind into Uldir. That's really what we're trying to prevent.
Yeah, absolutely,
for sure. For sure. Yeah, this is almost like a grace period right now, is where you can try things and theorycraft a little bit with other folks in your guild or what have you. But yeah, couldn't agree more. It's I think this is a good time to learn your class and don't be afraid to make some mistakes in whatever build or whatever you're trying to do.
And here's to BFA, my friends.
Here's to BFA.
So that my friends in chat probably concludes our guest segment. We're gonna give Gavin some closing remarks here in a second, but prepare. We're gonna do a 15 giveaway. And Gavin, if you don't mind tanking that, we'd like to incorporate you. That sounds awesome.
Would you like to stay in the call, Gavin, or would you like to be not in the call for the 15?
It doesn't matter. I can stay in the call.
Yeah, and we'll get
Cool.
Cam's gonna come help out too, I think. So that'll give us 4.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so we'll get a nice 4-way call, just the same way we did last week. If you have any closing remarks you'd like to throw out there, by all means.
Not really that I can think of in particular.
So
Cool.
nothing for recruiting. No specs you want.
No,
No shout outs.
No, I'm not the recruitment person, but
You should be.
I'm also the kind of person that doesn't just recruit. I just straight out of trade chat, we moved to an app system because it's more important to recruit people who are going to fit in with the guild, and enjoy the environment rather than just getting people who are really good parsers or something like that. I guess that's all I can say.
Yeah. So if I know who your recruiting officer is, and he's asking for a shout out. So his name's Garrison in Vestige, if you want to chat with him. So he recruits both your raiders and your e-girls. So if you're an e-girl and you want to chat to someone in Vestige, talk
There's
to
your
Garrison.
guy. Yep.
And if you want to raid in Vestige, talk to Garrison. He probably won't reply because he's knee deep in Minecraft for like the next 3 weeks, but he'll get back to you.
I actually guess I could just shout out my brother, who was our raid lead for all of Antorus, because he quit the game and he's asking for a shout out.
I respect it.
That's awesome.
Logan, thanks for being here.
Well, he did well in Antorus.
He did
That's
well.
all I can say. Yeah,
Cool.
That's all. Yeah, that's all we should say.
I actually had no idea. I sit with you in Discord all day, every day almost, Gavin, and I had no idea that he was your brother. That's really funny.
That's because he was kind of out of the picture at the time you were really hanging out.
I guess so. But that's super cool. Okay. Chili, do we have the giveaway running in your chat, or do you want me to make it?
I'll start one right now. Okay, so guys, we're gonna do free weekly Mythic Plus 15 giveaway, and we're gonna do it for let's say 5 minutes. We don't need to do it for very long. Okay, guys, so go ahead and type ! giveaway in the chat if you want a chance to win, as the bot has, has said for us. Make sure it will allow you to enter. I'm sure everyone in here is following, but it will allow you to enter, but will not allow you to win unless you're a follower. So just verify that you're following. If you win it and you are someone who cannot accept it, then we're gonna have to pick someone else. But let's hope that doesn't happen.
So if you don't have a WoW sub, then you're probably fucked.
Yeah.
So yeah. But everyone should have an WoW sub.
Cam, if you have a key, if you're thinking of providing this key, we'll make the group after this. We'll ditch this raid group and make the 5-man after this is concluded. But Cam, if you hear me out there in Streamland and Chatland, let me know if you have a key you're thinking of doing. Otherwise, let's look at our own keys. I have an 18 Arcway. I'd rather not do Arcway.
I'm gonna come on my monkey boy, and I got a 15 Halls of Valor.
All right.
I have a 16 Cathedral.
I don't want to do Cathedral for the 18th time this week.
Oh, we got a upper 16, so that's
We're
the
doing
key.
that.
Yeah, 100%.
We're doing that. Busty Bear has invited me. Let's ditch that group, and we'll get it going.
All right.
We'll get it going. So yeah, I guess now the stream isn't over, guys, but the podcast itself is semi-over. We'll probably keep chatting with Gavin here through the key and chatting about relevant stuff. So if you have questions in chat, now's the time. I know the giveaway's going, but we'll be answering and taking a look. So please get involved if you want to get involved.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add Busty to this.
Okay.
I forgot Barry's Twitch name is different now.
Oh, did he change
Yeah, I
it?
don't know why he
I
changed
didn't
it.
know who was asking me to shout him out.
Oh, that's Gary?
Yeah, he's got two. He's got a burner account, dude.
Oh, he's got a burner account for all his
He
Twitch
didn't
shows.
want to embarrass himself.
One's an e-girl account, I think, and one's a friend's account.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
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 How do?
This is like the honorary third host of the show because he comes in and does the keys with us all the time.
Yeah, I know. He's just there.
Busty.
That me, dude?
Yeah.
I'm the honorary third one? Holy shit.
Number
there's something I
3.
want to talk about, by the way. And Gavin, you and Busty both play this class, so I'm a little bit upset. Why don't you tell me the class mount talks to you? This is the coolest thing ever for monks.
I don't play with voices on, dude.
I think
You should.
I told that to someone yesterday.
I'm gonna
we
do a
actually
straw
had this
poll.
conversation yesterday.
Yeah, you told me that, and then I got them out, but I don't know why I didn't know this before. I'm gonna make a straw poll to see who plays with in-game sounds on and who doesn't. Do you play with?
That's a good question because I actually used to like exclusively in raid combat always play with sound on, and then a lot recently I've just been completely disabling it for some reason. I don't know.
No, I haven't played with
like
sound.
I do it on Argus because nothing he says and nothing that actually makes sound matters towards mechanics. I guess other than the chains breaking, but you can kind of tell when it happens.
That's true.
Well,
guess with Argus, but
a DBM really can go off sound cues too, and I'm sure they incorporate that into how they do their triggers and whatnot.
Yeah, parsing it.
I just trust DBM, and because at the beginning of an expansion, I always turn it on because it's like new, it's interesting. You haven't really leveled for a while. You're just taking it all in, seeing what's. But then I get tired of it so quick. I'll actually raid for a bit with it, and then I get tired of it and just shut it off.
I keep it like. I think I have like some form of OCD where I have to have some. If I have a headset on, I need to hear something, or I feel disconnected from the game. So whether it be the in-game sounds or just the in-game music on super low, or if I'm listening to just actual music, I do that. But yeah, I like to keep it on for sure.
I just have a steady loop of procs screaming. Happy screams, mad screams, just over and over again.
Move screams, yeah.
Yeah. It keeps me focused, completely on edge at all times.
That's so funny.
It helps you with your boss positioning.
Yep, you need
Absolutely.
You absolutely
That's the main
need
reason
that.
I have it.
You and Prox really need it.
Yeah.
Big downfall.
The straw poll's in the chat, guys. Click that straw poll. Go vote. Do you do sounds or no? No.
No is the answer.
I guess since I'm the shout out guy, I also have to shout out Jimmy for being the glue that keeps the guild together.
Yes.
He is the glue, dude.
As soon as he walks
Jimmy.
away,
Sorry, Jimmer.
Jimmer the swimmer.
Jimmer the swimmer, yeah.
Jimmer the
Okay,
swimmer.
I know who that is.
All right, I'm inside, my friends. The
Okay.
giveaway. Oh, just concluded. Let's go ahead and pick a winner. All right,
Should we
Gary
sign this,
won.
man?
I don't know if that counts. Can
Oh,
Gary
no.
get it?
Dude,
Let's do so.
Cody won.
No.
Can Cody get it? No.
No.
Okay. Let's try another one. Cody won again. Nope. All right. So we're gonna.
What the fuck?
Cody's hacking.
You are, dude.
just start banning.
Crungy won. You guys suck.
It's
Hell
that,
yeah, dude.
That
Carry me.
sub luck.
There's 5 of them. Stop fucking win. Okay, Droolbeard, thank you for winning.
Thank you for winning.
Thank God, Droolbeard.
Droolbeard.
Whisper me, Chili Beef on Area 52. I'll get you an invite. We're in Karazhan right now. Head this way and we'll get you your 15.
You have lead right now, Chili.
Thank you.
That's so fucking funny. Yo, quick check. Is the stream lagging, chat? Are we good? Thumbs up in the chat if we're good. Or seems good, man. Because this was lagging last week. Seems good, man.
All right. All right, cool. We got Oh, dude, he's got the OG name and everything. His name's just Droolbeard. I love that. And he's in a guild called Anchor Down. I absolutely love that. That's so awesome. So that's what happens when you have all your friends sub to you and they enter your giveaways just to fuck with you. That's what happens.
They
So-
ruined stuff.
They ruin lots of stuff. But congratulations.
Yeah,
Oh,
congrats.
weren't we gonna do? Yeah, we were gonna do more giveaways too. I just closed it, but We can do the giveaways during. So right now we're 100% going to give away an Argus kill for tomorrow at 8 EST, our first run of the night. That is going to be given away. So if you're here and you're looking to get an AOTC Argus kill, let's do this. Free AOTC Argus
Guys,
kill.
that goes away on Tuesday. Goes away forever.
All right, guys, we're going to do a 15-minute. So I'm going to open the giveaway. If you don't need Argus, don't enter. If you are a friend who will be carrying in Argus... Oh no. It's gonna take forever. Look at this. Look at these scumbags.
I'm being told right now that you're a scammer, dude.
Yeah, so you can enter for your wife. Absolutely. One entry per person.
Did Element just say he wants to enter for Nikki? Is that what I just heard?
Element's entering for Nikki Brienne to get cutting edge.
Yikes.
Will you tell him I said what's up?
Yeah, Element. Hey, what's up, Element?
Okay, I'm gonna put this in the chat.
Can we get a what's up Element in chat?
No.
That needs to be an emote.
Can we get a hi? Can we get a hi guys in the chat? Or hey guys, sorry, in the chat. Can't believe I just said that. Get a hey guys in the chat for Element. I'll start the spam off there. There you guys go. Just start spamming that for Element and his wife Nikki Brienne.
I just want to bring this up, by the way. There are like 11 people entered, and 3 of those 11 people are actually eligible to win this.
It's gonna be a good run. Alright, we got 5. I'm gonna eat some food.
There you go, dude. Meal.
No, I got mastery food.
Alright, well,
Look at
meal's
this
done.
Gargle, you are... Oh man, I can't wait to play. This is gonna sound so bad. This is the end of an expansion. I can't wait to play Minecraft with you guys after this. Oh my god.
I can't wait to fucking sleep after this. I got up at 7 in the morning. It's fucking 1 a.m., dude.
Shit.
What were we waiting for?
I actually did not mean to click that.
What the fuck, dudes?
I forgot to put
Damn it.
Cephas on, so I'm fucked for
Big
this
sorry.
point.
It's okay. You can put it on now, no?
Yeah, I just put it on, well, okay, so my Cephu set is actually also my, my beacon set, so that goes on CD for 30 seconds. They're kind of synonymous in my head.
True. That earlier.
Did monks get buffed?
Help.
No, on the build.
For you.
I mean, like the beta build.
One more.
Yeah. Did they change something? I think I remember seeing something.
There was definitely something.
There's something for everybody.
Wait, Busty's healing? What the
Dude.
Yeah, because honorary tank is tanking.
Yeah,
True.
What do you mean?
Oh, if only I could heal.
Patent pending red scythe.
I know, I hate that so much. Makes me so sad. Oh, I used mine too. Rip. Rip.
Big sad.
You going to bed to start? Don't go to bed.
God, dude, you know how long I've been up for? It's
No,
ridiculous.
no, not you.
Oh, okay. I'm not considered in this. I see how it is. Oh. Just the squad out here in Keys yet again.
Yep.
Forming
Dude,
a click.
Damn it.
Gavin, what was your favorite dungeon this expansion? What was it?
I've got to. I really like quarter stars.
Me too.
See, it's different because I've had so much time with just doing Mythic Plus that I can't really remember liking them as just Mythic Zeros anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know I really like quarter stars and Upper Karazhan as Mythic Plus, but the only thing I can remember as an actual Mythic Zero is Karazhan.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you guys remember when like Mythic Zero Karazhan was hard? I remember I spent like 4 hours the first night just in Karazhan.
Yeah, well, because it came out, like, so the Mythic Plus was out for quite a while, and then Kara came out later with the
Like
content
in October,
patch.
yeah.
So it was tuned to be hard. But then when they retuned everything, when they rescaled Mythic later, Mythic Dungeons 4, Mythic Plus seasons, they scaled Kara with it, so kind of came down with everything else, which is good.
That was cool.
I liked how they dealt with a lot of shit this expansion like that. Alright, it's gonna hit Starfall, so let's just reset.
put on my chest piece and start loading that puppy up.
Hell yeah. If you're still in the chat,
wait.
guys, there's a that giveaway is still going. So if you're invested in that or you want to try to get in, stick around.
And in other news, Kinton Ramen got Titan Slayer this week.
Oh, he did.
Congrats.
I heard another
Yeah,
person
congrats.
in this call was there as well.
Oh yeah, Boosters was
Yeah,
there.
Gavin was there, dude.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I was there and
then logged out.
Oh shit, I didn't free pop.
You going up here?
Fuck, wipe it. Reset
Yeah.
the key.
Alright. Oh, hell yeah. Do that charge.
Oh, I gotta stack up, eh?
Alright, get ready.
I'm just going to CD now. Why not? It's going to
Just
die.
do what feels good.
Yep.
Oh,
There's no one way to play.
There's as many
Right,
ways to
true.
play as you want. The man on that website told me.
yeah. What was that?
Some dude made a website for WoW guides, and basically his take is like, you know, class discords are toxic, don't listen to what everyone tells you to do, just play what's fun. And, you know, that's fine if you want to play that way, but if you're telling other people that that's the best way to play, then you're wrong. You're spreading false information, and that's not
I
cool.
would agree.
If you want to go around and say, man, personally, I like playing this way, and I know it's not the best, mathematically it doesn't work out to the best, or even you say, like, I play this way because I'm more comfortable with it, and I feel like I outperform, you know, I make up for the lack of numbers mathematically with my comfort and skill in this spec. That's how I felt with Incarn for a long time. When this meme build was still new, I was slow to the punches here because I just was so comfortable with Incarn that I just stuck with it. I did all of Argus Prog and Incarn, and I wish I didn't because I could have done a lot better. But I was doing well enough, and I was super comfortable, and it made me able to focus on mechanics and whatnot. So, you know, that's a reasonable standpoint. But if you're saying, like, hey, I know the right way to play these specs, do it like this, and then you just give the wrong information, and then when someone challenges you, you just say, well, no, but this feels the best, then you're wrong.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be making content like that. It's as simple as that. Leave that to the people who are actually going to put out accurate information.
I concur. Droll, just run with us, dude. I know this is delayed, but just run with us. I'm down. Uh-oh, I should have interrupted him.
If you come down here, you'll, see you later.
Look at how fast I am, dude.
Yeah, well,
Hell no.
he's evading now. Stay down.
He's evading, dude.
Stay
His boss
down.
positioning is suboptimal.
Okay, no, come
back
down.
down.
Alright.
Suboptimal. What do you mean suboptimal?
I thought it was perfect.
Have you been in groups where boss positioning has not been optimal?
I mean, yeah. Wait. No. Yes.
Were you told?
He felt
Confirm.
it in his bones.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Was it
Blocked
like in...
out.
Okay. Never mind.
All right, dude. Where do you want me to put Ursal's vortex? Just let me know when you want it.
Oh.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Do you have drums? Okay, we do. Cool.
Oh, I got you, dude.
I interrupted that one.
I'll get the next one.
I can't interrupt
That
that.
was nice.
Oh man. Yeah. It's you. It's you. Okay. It was crunchy. I
What's the
literally
name, sorry?
I literally pressed CDs and got frozen.
Oh no, dude, that sucks.
You're padding.
I
Ew.
could have gotten it too, but I thought he was gonna do it since it was his.
Oh, sorry, can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Not bad.
Crunchy's throwing right now, guys. Can we get some Twitch emote that is
Oh,
funny
yes.
that
He's just memeing.
Oh no, dude. Someone missed that interrupt too.
Mr. Frozen Boy, dude.
Oh no.
it should have
Toxic
fucking
to
it
chill,
should have
dude.
fucking been him so we could just sit there and meme him. But no.
What? What happened?
You're toxic, bud.
I'm just getting into my thing because I'm a windwalker. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
You're frosty, dude. You're just a frosty boy, Chili.
Yeah.
I was making you chili beef, dude. Relax.
Yeah, cold beef, dude.
Yeah, dude. What are you talking
It
about?
shouldn't be that funny.
Putting you on ice so we can We can
Eat me later.
That's not
Yep.
bad.
Hell
That's
yeah.
That's it. Actually, I got a big Italian sausages in my fridge right now that I'm gonna
Hey.
Nice, dude. Make
With
sure
lo-
those are cooked all the way through, man.
with
That's
some
dangerous.
eggs. With some eggs.
It's not completely safe, dude.
No, it's not safe.
The Italian sausage. That was my nickname in high school.
That's funny because one of my best friends I grew up with, he's
Italian
very
stallion?
Italian, and we used to call him well that too, but the Italian sausage. And I was the German wiener.
Oh yes.
All right,
Look at this
count it down
spoder.
there, Mr. Guest.
Oh my god.
Are you gonna get this spode, man?
Can we get the spodes,
Or
or do you want me to?
skipping the
making
spode?
No, he's gonna. Well, no.
You could pull the spode,
No,
man.
no, 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 no.
I'm going in,
But it is bolster.
Yeah, that's why we don't want the spode, man.
I'm practicing using Transcendence, dude, 'cause for that sick kiting and
Oh,
shit.
dude.
Dude, you're nuts, dude.
Cam, I'm taking a stack.
Okay, you can take as many as you want, dude.
I'll take 2.
I'm starting on my rotation.
You want 3, dude?
I'll take 3. Alright.
I'll stop solar wrathing, dude.
It's gonna be fucking dead because of this idiot's opener.
2.
Yeah,
No
Windwalker
one?
monks. It's
What?
real hard class, huh?
They are kind of hard, dude. It's you have to hit different abilities, man.
Yeah, big brain.
Alright, so heck,
I took 2, but I'm gonna get like 3 casts off before it's dead.
Look at how focused I am in your chat, like in your stream. I look like I can't look like the Rain Man right now.
You.
easy, dude.
There's a lot of things that make you like the Rain Man.
Alright, so I'm gonna threat this whole poll.
Yeah,
What's
probably.
bolstering?
Do we do it?
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, we do it, dude.
Let's do it.
I will not touch anything
We
until it's
full hot
time.
you.
We
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
touch
you
anything till
just get them all together and then.
I will literally do equal
At
damage to
least
everything.
10 seconds, though. Hold on to it for at least 10 seconds.
We got. Well, hold on. You
Don't.
gotta start kiting, or else we're gonna die.
You gotta move into the oh. He's scared.
Oh shit. Okay, wait.
Dang, I
Gotta
need
go.
Dave right now.
Alright. Well.
I need Dave.
Oh,
Stick
whoa.
on
I just fucking I held it for so long because I was
That was
worried,
fun, though.
and then I
That
pressed
was
it, and
fun.
it all ended. I literally didn't even do anything that pull. I just had fucking like Sunfire going because I was terrified. Can
Oh,
we get a,
no.
Can we get a repair?
Hold on. Do I have one? I don't.
Ah,
Uh-oh.
that's interesting. I'm not broken yet, but let's just not
Oh, I
die
have
again.
some. Holy shit, I stole these from the Resilient. I got a whole bunch, dude.
Exposed.
Seriously.
I respect that.
Oh, dude, I
Get away!
Damn, I buffed.
Get the fuck away!
I'm bare
You
weak.
can't even get this one. You guys suck.
I
I've
got
missed
two
every single one. Busty's
Yeah,
too
me
fucking
too.
fast.
I'm fucking pumping, dude. Alright, we kite.
What the fuck?
I don't do a lot of cases of Vestige. Is that actually a thing where like you just gen so much threat? And
Yeah, because I'm in bear form. It's like a bug kind of. I think. I don't know. It's weird.
Everyone must have like a threat modifier or something.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Oof.
I'm. Just, this is the OP way to tank, dude. Me sitting behind your ring.
Did you put that down,
Used to it,
Crunchy?
dude.
No, it's
that's
on me.
dude. I'm practicing
I-
for BFA.
Oh,
When I
you're going.
can use
you're
that,
going
dude.
BRM, dude.
I'm gonna keep him up.
You guys need a hammer
Shit,
here.
oh, yeah.
Here's a hammer, chillers.
You know how
Thank you.
Paladins get
Look at it
concentration
sideways.
reduced, like the
Oh, it's
CD.
not.
You know how they have that talent that lets them slow with consecration?
Right.
The CD is so low you can just run the ads in circles while slowing them.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah, Divine Hammer, or sorry, not Divine Hammer, Divine Field was doing it on stream. You just run in circles.
See ya.
That's fucking awesome.
Yo, have you guys ever ninja'd anything or stolen something from like a mount or a run or anything like that?
I ninja'd this guy Crungy's heart one time.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
super spooky ninja, dude.
But seriously, have you guys ever done anything like that? I have.
Why can I not heal you?
Uh,
Oh, you were LOS. Oh no, Gavin's gone, dude.
See ya. I can't. You're LOS still.
Wait, did Gavin?
Oh, Matt, can you mass?
Dude.
Oh
Oh
shit.
no.
Alright, let's just do this. I can do this. Don't worry. We got this.
Can't do the last
Just
boss.
bot.
You
Yeah,
wanna?
no,
do you wanna go? Do you wanna go out and switch to tank and we just no heal it? The last boss anyway. I think we can do it, right?
Yeah, I can do that. I can probably do that. I should have dead. Oh, frenzy regen, easy.
Did Gavin die? I'm in trouble.
That's a long run back. I got you.
Well, you can legit just fucking hearth, right? And then
Oh,
run
yeah,
in real quick, and then yeah. I'll blow everything
Yeah,
now
easy,
then,
easy.
because
Here, I'll
Yeah, I'm hitting everything right now. Boom. Boom. My
Bruh,
brain-
bruh.
I think my Wi-Fi card just.
oh hello.
Oh,
Are you
hello.
here?
We had an elaborate plan to finish the key without you, where he was gonna hearth out, switch to guardian, come back, to, like run up to us, and then we would no heal the last boss. But this is a lot better.
It wouldn't be a 15 or 16 if if a tank didn't DC at the end of it,
Yeah,
Or a 23.
yeah.
or a 23. Didn't let me, oh, it just said I was disconnected from WoW and then logged me in.
That's
Yeah.
it.
What? Actually, you know what? I've seen that before. I've seen that happen.
All right,
before.
Shroke, fuck off. Jimmy, fuck off.
What's a shrope?
Jimmy, oh my god. He's
Jimmy,
a
All
Res
right,
you or you?
Lucky Harms.
Lucky Arms. That's a funny
Congrats,
name.
Lucky
Actually.
Arms.
Thanks, Blake. I appreciate
You need
it.
to come res you, Gavin, or
I'm dead.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, God.
you're big dead, dude.
I'm still on a loading screen.
He is
It's gonna
big.
put me in the Vindicar probably.
That's fine. You can just go to. You can thankfully you can go to
It put
Dalaran.
me in the Dalaran in.
Oh,
no,
shit.
no, never mind. I logged into my paladin. I was confused. I'm an idiot.
Choose another winner, Chili, because I'll give one tomorrow.
I genuinely believed it for a second because of
Choose another one. You said.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to figure something out because I owe someone from my stream because they ended it abruptly. Remember?
Oh yeah. Never mind. Rip. That's okay.
Well, I'll be doing them tomorrow, and anyone who didn't get it can come in my chat and.
We both will be doing them tomorrow
Yeah,
on
we'll-
2 streams.
Guys, we'll be doing a lot of giveaways tomorrow for Argus. So if you didn't get it, no worries. Just show up in either mine or Crunchy's stream at 8 EST, and we'll be doing like
Or
15. Yeah, we're both. We're doing like 15 giveaways.
I'm at the beginning of the.
I'm gonna link my stream.
Go ahead. Yep.
Flying back.
All right, Lucky. If you add, go ahead, give me or whisper me in game. Give me your B tag or something, and I'll add you. Set a note. I'll get you in. You're gonna be at 8 EST tomorrow. Obviously, it's for someone else, but I'll add you for contact.
Yo, we're short on percent.
That's true, we
I
are.
get
He-
that.
Yeah, he can just he can bring it up here. He's on his way.
And
Hello, Bato.
That's my man's.
You mess with Rato, you get the Bato.
Did you see what he posted?
Yeah, that was fucking funny.
The heckin' rat taking a shower, dude. That shit was
This
good.
guy's not fast.
No,
He's not.
slow.
He's breathing too.
That hit me? You can't. Oh, when he's on here, you can.
Okay. What the?
I'm staying in
Large
that.
hitbox.
I was right in the middle. It's a large hitbox, okay?
How do I?
Can't res you here.
Hold on.
I
Oh
can't
yeah,
res-
yeah, no, he can. As Busty can,
I
right?
can, but I don't remember what master res is called. Oh, there it is. Oh, I got it bound, dude.
Nice.
All right, there you go.
Thank you, sir.
Very.
I'm gonna eat some
welcome.
food.
All right.
All right. If you guys are still with
100.
us,
I have
Dude, one of your
148
groups
trades,
is
dude.
Monka TOS, eh?
huh? Oh, I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
But it's a term of endearment
Yes. It is.
in this case.
It's so funny.
I should just write a script that like if Twitch is it, well, how could I see it then? How can my eyes be real if my brain isn't real?
too.
Whoa!
Nope, nope. Don't
Okay.
wait for him.
You're auto running into the boss.
I know, but I was waiting for to be in range of G-Wave.
Oh no.
Oh, so close.
What does it do?
But now it's following me. What the fuck?
Yeah. See you later.
It picked me, dude. I got our mans up, dude.
Oh yeah. I was thinking about it.
Let's just not cheese this. Let's just go.
Yeah. No. No. We're not. We're
Fuck it
not.
up.
We're not cheesing.
Yo, who wants Tigers last? Me. Let's
Let
go.
me get that shit.
Too late.
See. See.
Alright, I'm embarrassed.
Can you guys hear me? I'm lagging.
Yeah. You're dead again. Oh no. You made it. All right.
That was all part of my plan, to be honest with you.
Yeah. That was for the
That's
balanced
a red
druid
buff,
red
yeah.
buff.
Yeah. Gary won the giveaway, so that's why I gave it to him. Give it to him as rep. What?
Probably hurts if I stand in it, huh?
Oh man. Yeah, if you guys are still here, as I alluded to, we will be doing more Argus carries tomorrow, and we'll be giving away a bunch. So if you want a chance to win, just hang out, have a good time. There'll be about 30 other mans there. It's fun. So by all means. Also, Crungy will be doing giveaways at his Twitch. We're gonna do our first ever like 2-stream giveaway. We've
I
done
don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, we usually do it where like the two of us get in Discord together and hang out, and like, cause you know it's not uncommon that we'll be doing this right before a podcast too. These sales, they line up on the same days, so we usually like hang out in Discord call together. But we've never actually done it where the two of us are streaming separately and doing giveaways. But there's no penalty. Like you can be entered in both at once and all that. It just gives you more chances to win. All right, we did it.
He's gonna get a legendary. Go!
Ooh, I got fire relic.
Those are some big
Whoa! Look at
shoulders.
those shoulders I got.
Oh
What
my
the fuck?
god, dude, you're
You don't need
ridiculous.
those, they're actually an upgrade.
I'm just go. If I run, I actually can use them for the set.
All right, I think with that,
I can't even trade them to you. My shoulders are 945.
That's good.
if I
big
wanted
sad.
to.
Well, you're main swapping, right? For a week. So it's justified. I just made that up. I
coming back
entirely
to me.
made that up.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I'm very tired, guys, so.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. And thanks for watching.
It was fun.
Thanks for having me as a guest on your show.
Thanks for being the light of our lives.
It's gonna be Friday next
Cow.
week, guys. Friday.
Yeah.
I haven't told Chili that yet, but it's gonna be
Well-
a Friday night next week.
Yeah, well, just to say, I know 3 of the 4 have been on Saturday, but Friday was our original plan, and it's been case by case, moved back since, and
It's a weekend.
it's more, yeah, we kind of moved it to more a weekend thing, but I think we'll look at Friday and then other options if Friday doesn't work, so be ready for Friday next week for the podcast.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me on your guys' stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for
thanks,
coming,
Gavin.
man. It was a
think
nice
that-
way to introduce it.
Yeah, I think next week we'll have another GM on as well. More details to follow. Hit that YouTube channel if you guys have missed an episode or you want to go support that way. We'll upload all the VODs for each episode there. And then the 2 streams are Chili's and myself for the live streams. So thanks for hanging out. And I think I'll leave it to Chili to hit that button.
See you guys later. Thanks again.
How do I leave this call?